Don't forget the doc. Several network participants recently called into Dr. Rick Wright's Old School Sundays radio show. Check this out.
The phones are ringing off the hook. I'm getting phone calls from everywhere, all over the world. And here's a New York City guy who I truly enjoy, colleague of mine. He's rich, he's famous, he's beautiful, he's got a lot of history. None other than Mr. Donald Singletary, public executive, that is public relations executive, faculty member at New York University, owns his own company, public relations genius, and a musical historian. How you doing, Donald?
Well, Rick Wright, how are you today on this Sunday?
Man, I'm telling you, I'm kicking. I just had my cousin Clarence Collins checking in from Las Vegas, Nevada, of Little Anthony and the Imperials fame, man. They just went into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and he's reproducing in the group the Chantels, man.
That music will never die.
Man,
I'm sitting up here now. I have four CD doo-wop collections going back to the 1940s.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, that is music that is... I mean, it's just historically, from a historical perspective, it will never, never die. And, of course, Donald, we're losing great R&B singers every day, man. Willie Mitchell last week, and now Teddy Pendergrass. What are your thoughts on Teddy Pendergrass, man?
What a loss. He's one of those people, he was so consistently good, you forgot how much music he made. He was just always there. But I remember the passion he just aroused with his female audience. They just loved Teddy. They loved him on stage. They loved his music. If you ever seen him live and looked at the women in the audience, you knew you didn't have a chance that night. They just loved Teddy. And he had that, and you know, he's sort of an understated guy, and he just came out and got the job done. A fabulous drummer, which is, as you listeners probably know, how he started with Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes. And just a fantastic musician, and of course his career was interrupted by that tragic accident.
Oh, yes.
So it's a great loss, but he leaves behind, as many others do, just a wealth of great music.
Well, I know I was talking to the late, great Georgie Woods, the guy with the goods, great disc jockey, WDAS Philadelphia, and he and Perry Johnson, man, Butterball, Fast Butter in the City, Carl Helm, oh, man, Charlie Neal, and all the guys that really, got Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes and Teddy Pendergrass going, man. Philadelphia groups, man. That Sigma
Absolutely.
sound was incredible, man.
It was absolutely. He came there, and I think he really made that sound to its peak in terms, particularly as a vocalist. And they've been doing that here in the city. All the stations playing and praising Teddy. Felix Hernandez who started out as a jock in Philadelphia, played some of his old interviews with Teddy. So it's really been a big outpouring for his wonderful, wonderful music.
Well, I'm telling you, I never forget I worked with Teddy Pendergrass, Harold Melvin, and the Blue Notes at a club called the Times Square in Durham, North Carolina in the early 1970s, man. We were running WAFR-FM radio. They are on Pettigrew Street down in bottom in the Durham, North Carolina town. You know what I mean, Donald?
Oh, I know.
And when I was at North Carolina Central University, man, and I was on air, and here comes Teddy Pendergrass, Harold Melvin, and the Blue Notes coming up the steps, man, to WAFR-FM in Durham, North Carolina, just before they did the show, man, and women were trying to tear the door off the hinges of the studio, man. It was something else, man. And, of course, Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes, we brought them to Syracuse at a club called the Gardenia here in Syracuse a number of years ago, back in the 80s, man. So, incredible group, man, and music that will last forever. Teddy
Absolutely.
Pendergrass.
And, you're talking about the impact of radio on music back then as it still is today. And, we've been getting another different type of impact in the wake of this catastrophic tragedy in Haiti, and how the black radio here particularly has stepped up and just continually getting their listeners to contribute. Kiss FM here tomorrow is doing a radio-thon. But the most important thing that I've seen is a small Haitian radio station out in Brooklyn, New York. It's called Radio Panu, and they've been able to connect, Rick, people from Haiti with people in New York. So people are actually starting to find some families and relatives. They're getting about a 20% return, which is incredible. And there's another one out in Long Island, I believe it's Hempstead, Long Island, that's doing the same thing. Just, again, communities banding together and, in this terrible, terrible tragedy. And information. The radio is always going to be one of the primary sources of information.
Well, I tell you, radio, the great-great-grandmother of electronic communications, and we really got to get back to using radio as a tool of true informational and educational and entertainment effectiveness is what we got to do. And, of course, that's what I try to do every Sunday here at Power 106.9 Radio. And, of course, you know, the thing is, man, this tragedy in Haiti is incredible. You know, Donald, a lot of people just don't really understand and know the history of Haiti and its connection to France, and not realizing that in the 17th century when those early explorers came in, the eastern half of that island was conquered by the Spanish, and that became the Dominican Republic, and the French got the other side of the island. And then, of course, what the French did when they took over Haiti, man, they imported and brought African-American slaves, man, from Africa. And, man, the treatment and the brutality and everything that happened to our people in Haiti under the French was absolutely insane, man. And then, of course, Napoleon was a real power in France. But a lot of people don't know that Haiti is the reason that we had the Louisiana Compromise, man.
Absolutely.
I mean, which basically increased the size of the United States of America, and it was Haiti that was basically the territorial area that we took over, and out of it we got New Orleans and the Louisiana Purchase.
It literally doubled the size of the United States, because after getting kicked out of Haiti, then I guess Napoleon said, I'm going to cut my losses.
Yes.
He decided to make that great deal. You take New Orleans, I'll throw in these other 8 states.
Yes. And that became, and the United States increased by, my God, the land mass area was pretty much everything west of the Mississippi River.
Absolutely.
And a lot of people don't know that Haiti, man, is the reason for that. And Haiti has never been really given its due, man. And, of course, when the slave rebellion happened, you know, the brothers and sisters got furious with the French, man, and they never got any money, and they got started with nothing. And, of course, corrupt administrations and everything have just caused just death and destruction. But we got a chance really to do nation building here, man. God works in mysterious ways. And right now the people of Haiti, man, they need food, water, they need equipment, they need everything. And help is on the way. And really my congratulations to all my guys in the United States military, man. The United States Navy, the United States Coast Guard, the United States Marines, United States Air Force, the Army. They all working hard, man, to make things happen.
Yes, absolutely. I've seen people mobilize like this. It reminds me back in the days immediately following 9/11, where people just mobilized and come around saying, what is it that I can do? You know, can I do more? And all these fabulous, cell phone donations that people can make with the $5 and $10 coming in. It's just really been a great mobilization, and it'll be needed ongoing.
Well, Donald, thank God for you and all that you do, and thanks for checking in with your brother here at Power 106.9 Radio and giving us some thoughts on Teddy Pendergrass. And, of course, Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes on the birthday of Muhammad Ali, Dr. Martin Luther King, and Michelle Obama. Hey, Donald, one of their big cuts, baby. One of their major cuts.
All right.
If you don't know me by now, you'll never know me.
We know you got the best show on the radio.
Love you, Donald. Love you.
Love you, man.
Showtime, baby.
Rise again to all the Syracuse University alums throughout the world. Checking out Dr. Rick Wright, Power 106.9 Old School Sunday. On a big bad Sunday afternoon, Dr. Rick Wright live and well in Syracuse here at Power 106.9 Radio. Do it.
The network reminds you that you too may call in to Dr. Rick Wright on Sundays between 1 p.m. and 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Check in with the doc at area code 315-428-1069. Don't forget the doc.